Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. What a lovely song that is. I've always loved it and always wanted to play it, and have had a go over the years and failed terribly because I've not got past the first few bars, because it just seems so terribly complicated. It's like memorising a list of letters in a sequence on different strings, on different frets, and I found it impossible, really. So what I've done is been able to sort of translate it into how I've come to learn through my little mode decoder guitar aid, and I found that I've actually been able to get something passable that I've enjoyed playing, and is good enough, I find, for enjoying. So let me play, show you how it sounds. So I've got a backing track here that I've knocked together, bass and drums, and it's got some sort of counters at the beginning, so just so I can take notice of the timing of the beginning, the intro. So let me play that right now. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that's a G, A minor, and an E up here, and a B minor, A minor, C, G, borrowed F, C, D, and then solo. Okay, so that's some of the bits. So that very, very long, interesting intro can be broken down into a couple of locations and a couple of chords. So we've got the E chord down here. We've also got the E because that's our E. On the second, we've also got the E chord minor playable up here. This song is in E. Well, I'm playing it in E minor. The original that Hendrix played was in E flat, so it's half a step down because he tuned his guitar half a step down. So you could do that as well and just do everything that I'm doing with your guitar tuned half a step down, and you'll be able to play along with the record. And in fact, you could use the mode decoder to be able to do that as well, just by setting, instead of setting E in Aeolian, set E flat in Aeolian, and everything would fall into place as well. But for these purposes, I'm just going to keep on working in E, because although it's not how it's played fingering wise, it does give you the same sort of structure, I think. It's easy to understand. Anyway, E minor, the song is in E minor, that's your root. Now also also this E minor here, on the 7th fret here, is also our mode decoder's 3rd location. See here the B, that's on the 7th fret here. So all these notes here that you can see, they are all playable notes. So they, along with that B note there, you can also play so that was all those notes in that sequence up there. And of course E minor falls nicely into there, as does B minor. You notice B minor is one of the chords that comes up. So we've got E, E, B minor, we've also got A minor. And you can see all these actually showing up in this section here. So we've got E minor, we've got a B minor, we've got an A minor, and now I'm going to a G, and the G is in a bar chords G. And for the purposes of this, I'm sticking with bar chords. I mean, I could play a G like that, of course, but this is going to make it easier by playing bar chords. So we've got a G, and we've also got a C major. Again, I'm playing bar chords. What else do we have? Now instead, you'll notice here that we've got an F sharp half diminished, which is that one. Now what Jimmy's done in this song, and what's quite common, is to substitute a major chord for this one, and the major chord that's substituted is from the mixolydian of the major chord. Now don't worry about this. I'll show you in a minute how you can just ignore all the theory and just read this nice substitution off. Technically what's happening here, we're in E minor, which is the relative minor to G major. That's Ionian is the major scale, Aeolian is the minor scale. And as I said, F sharp is minor 7th, half diminished, and the chords we've got are G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and F half diminished. Now a very close mode to the major, the relative major to the one we're playing in, is the mixolydian and also the Lydian, just because they're major. So what I am going to do to show you where this extra borrowed chord comes from is put the G into the mixolydian box. Now you'll see now, although things have moved around, we have got an A minor still, we've also got a C, we've also got a C major, we've also got a G major, and an E minor, but we've also got an F major that can be played. So it sort of expands the amount of chords that you can use. Now there's a very, very simple, quick and dirty trick that you can play to find that chord. You don't have to move that down there and read off what is the extra chord there. You can just simply look at the note in the Aeolian window, imagine there's another window here, and move up 1/2 step, so 1 fret up. And in this case, obviously E, the next fret up is an F. And that will work with any composition and mode that you're using. So that's what Jimmy's done there. He doesn't want to use the F sharp half diminished. I don't blame him. So he's used the mixolydian F here. So like an extra one, which is that one. Before we go to the C, back to the D. Okay, so starts off with, and that's basically Sorry. That's just an E. So bottom strings. Just that sort of thing. Goes from an E up here to an E down here. Could do that. Or that. There's an E here, and E here. Then, to make up the beat, he does that. You can do that, or you cannot do that. I guess people like to do it because it's like Jimmy used to do. And then the next, once you've done that, the next place your hand should go is the 5th fret here, because this is on location 2. A is there, so A is our 5th fret for our E strings. So that's where your hand needs to go. And this seems to be the location where all the little twiddly bits that type occur. Again, the notes that are available to you, so in location 2, once you've been doing the mode decoder for a short while, these will all go into your head, and you'll be able to know automatically where they go. So anyway, these are the notes. So they're the notes. We're going to sort of hammer on any of those. In Jimmy style. So that's the next bit you're going. So you're going from sort of and then straight up to here to start you. And in fact, because it works out quite nicely, if you just sort of that sort of thing as well. It sounds quite nice, so you can just and then we go down to the G. So that's the bar chord G. Now you'll see from the mode decoder here that the G, one of the options, the alternatives on a G major is a G sus4. Now, normally you would, in the bar chord, play that, like that. That's the sus4, suspended. But if you can play that by just placing, it's sort of like an A shape if you like, but moved up one set of string. That sounds like Jimi Hendrix's sound, can't you? So that's how those things just sound full naturally in. So really we're doing with our E here, our E here, our A here, our G here. That's that bit. Go back to the E. So A to the G, A to the. Now you can hit the bottom string and to give that bass. I mean that's where E goes to. But I like to also go up to this one midway up in location 3. For the reason that I know where all those notes go. So if I look at location 3, I can see all those notes. If you just know the minor pentatonic, you'll recognise those black notes. And any combination of those notes sounds fine. So that's really the reason I'm up here, is because I know that I can hit any sort of combination as the mood takes me. And play that E minor, and also play the B minor, which is the next one. And of course, all those notes are still here. For the B minor kind of noodling bit. And then he does a, you can either do that or not do it. It's a sort of passing chord. Quite characteristic, I suppose, of Jimmy. I can't never seem to get the timing right to put it in normally, but of course again we're back to the 5th fret. And then we go, if you remember, we went to the G here. Well, I'm going to the C just below it, sort of A-shaped C major. So we've got back to the G, C to a G, and then we have our borrowed F, back to the C, and then the bit that I haven't worked out how to do yet, something like something like that. But it's all going on around here. For those of you who know the Hendrix chord, you could stick that in there as well. I won't go into that now. But you can play just an E minor. So that's the sort of, I think that's the intro. I think I've covered that. And then that just sort of repeats itself with a less flowery element. So it's starting to use this. So let me try that again with a backing track, go through that one more time, see if I manage it alright. And I'll put this backing track up on YouTube as well for you to play along with as well. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's going into the solo bit as well. So once you've done that sort of backing thing, you can have the fun of going into the solo. And the solo is dead easy. It really is very, very simple. It is in a minor. Well, if you're used to soloing in minor, that's great. Minor pentatonic. Because we're in E, location 1 is the 12th fret, E on the 12th, the first, the nut. Location 2 is on the 5th. Location 3 is on the 7th. So your minor pentatonic shape. In those 3 places up to the 12th, all with the right notes, and of course the equivalent past the 12th as well. So we've got another 2, so we've got the one that was on the A on the 5th, that's now on the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. And the 19th. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places you can play. 6 if you count down here, but I tend not to. You might do that, but actually, yeah, that's another one you can do down there. So for this backing track, the easiest thing, starting location 1, bending up on the second string up. And because we're in Aeolian here, in the minor scale, this will show you where all the best notes are. But you could just use your ear. In this case, it's one of the best songs to use your ear for. Which are also familiar. Location 3 is my personal favourite. Notice Clapton and lots of people like that used location 3. I think because it's so near location 2, 2 and 3 are so near each other. You've got 2 octaves between the 2 of those, so for melody it's absolutely great. But of course, the classic minor, pentatonic minor scale over a minor progression is lovely as well, isn't it? So really for soloing, you can either do your own backing track like I have using that technique, or you can just search one out on YouTube, whether it's in standard tuning or in E flat. It won't matter. If it's in E flat, you just go down half a step. As opposed to. It's just that down one, and the motor coder will tell you how to do that, of course. Right, so just very briefly to end, a little bit of soloing on top of a very, very short rhythm section. I hope you've enjoyed that and are able to get a lot of pleasure out of putting together, playing along to Little Wing, one of the most beautiful songs I think ever recorded, and the joy